Morning. Tune in Saturdays, 99:30. VOB. It's now 9 o'clock and we talk about living. www.thesparmanclinic.com, Dr. Sparman, or dr.sparman, thesparmanclinic.com. Every Saturday you tune in, we talk about various aspects of life and so forth. And we talk about this journey. Interesting journey indeed. You wonder, you come on the train at various aspects. Some people get off early, some people get off very late. What's responsible for longevity and some people living so long? You talk about people out there, they do all the bad things, eat all the bad food and make 101, you wonder. Something I said to a few people before, we had a conference actually, and I was saying, I've never seen anybody that's overweight who, live for 101 and 105. So it has to do something with, the way that you... genes got a big part to play in the whole thing. And I was studying a very popular fellow, a very famous artiste. He came to my office this week. And we were talking about free radicals and how, the electrons, the unpaired electrons around the outermost shell. What happens, how unstable it is, those cells. The cells must have two paired electrons around there for it to be stable. So these free radicals now go about looking for electrons to pair off. It's like people trying to pair off. We were made to really be in pairs. They said that people who live married couples actually live longer than single people. Same thing go down to the cell level and even to the electron or molecular level. Those things are very unstable, those free radicals. So they try to steal electrons from others. What happens? They steal it from one cell, and the other cell try to steal it from another cell, and then eventually you find a cell, a molecule actually, or atom that is very unstable. The cell dies. Now think about that process happening to millions of cells. Early cell death, that is why antioxidants are extremely important. You see people taking a lot of vitamin C, vitamin E, omega-3. Yeah, very good for you. The antioxidant stabilizes those free radicals and stop the process right there. So, yes, eat lots of oranges. Take 1,000 milligrams or 1 gram of vitamin C a day. Get some vitamin E. How about omega-3, salmon, or there's some tablets out there. Go for them. Cod liver oil. Drink a little teaspoonful every day. Good antioxidants. It'll take you a few years longer. For the last few weeks, we've been talking about drugs and mental illness, marijuana, cocaine, heroin, all those things, how they destroy brain cells. And then, people say, yes, I've been smoking since I was a little kid, and I'm now 36, 37. I'm still smart and sharp, but yes, you lose cells because they block those neurotransmitters and so forth. So be careful. Sometimes it can take you over the edge, too. Talk about suicides and hallucinations and all those things. Anyway, today we're gonna switch a little bit and talk about identity. Tune in. I want you to tune in. I'm gonna play my signature song and then I'll get back to you. I always like Bob Marley, lively up yourself, and it's about living. And every day I choose, every day as if it's my last day. And what I want to do today, I go to the movies, I do that. And everybody should. Enjoy your day. Spend some time with mommy and daddy and with the children and with the dog. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do. Today we're going to talk to John, and John is here in the studio, and I'm going to introduce him in a few minutes. That's Bob Marley, and lively up yourself. Yeah, I could see Bob on stage there having fun. You think he was sad? No. There were good things in life and so forth. I got to talk to you about Tracy Chapman. She's my favorite, actually. Give me one reason. And there must have a reason for you to be here listening to me today. Tracy Chapman, give me one reason. One reason to listen to living on Saturday morning is just live longer. I promise you that. You listen to these things, I go home consciously daily, sit down and think about you guys out there, you know? Yeah, I think about what I can tell you next week. What I can say to stop you from smoking. What I can say to help you to live healthier and give you 10 more years with your grandchildren and so forth. Those are the things that I find a lot of pleasure in doing. But I got a question for you this morning. Now, you're gonna listen to me today. I'm sorry, it's my show today. Myself and John, we're hanging out in the studio. John, good morning.
Hey, good morning. What's up?
Good, yeah, John is cool. We're gonna just have a nice chat. So you guys sit down there, get your coffee in your hand if you got a problem with coffee. How about green tea? Remember I told you about that last week? Antioxidant. Yeah, it's good for you. Sit there and sit and listen. We got some nice stuff for you. And I'm going to play a little music in between to keep your soul satisfied. So, identity. What do you guys think about this question? I got a question I want to ask the nation. You think if you're gay, the word gay actually came from people who had a different sexual orientation and they feel happy about it. But society has done something to us, and we try to marginate people. What do you think? You think that when you're gay or you have a different sexual orientation, whether you want to call it a homosexual or a gay person or bisexual, whatever word you want to use, someone who seems to be attracted to the same sex, you think you're born that way? Or you think people are made that way? Would you say that someone would get up one day and say, hey, I would like to be a homosexual for 1 year? Is that possible? Well, we'll talk about that, but before, give you some time to think about things. Sit down there, relax. Myself and John gonna come back and talk to you. Yeah, I'm back. Myself and John, we're talking about identity and who you are. What do you think you are? How you feel about yourself? Are you born gay or you're made gay? What's the story about it? Remember, we all people. Listen, guys. Yes, we should be respected for whatever choices we make in life. Yes, you were born, you're heterosexual, and you believe in the opposite sex and so forth, and you're growing up in that way, you're happy. But if someone is, what happens if, okay, I'm 16 years old, and everything is supposed to be, I'm supposed to go to the prom or the senior, whatever they would have, we're all graduating, and I'm supposed to go with an opposite sex. And for some reason, for the last year and a half, when I'm around the same sex, I feel extremely elated. I feel like that's where I should be. I really do not find a lot of pleasure in the opposite sex. I feel as though the opposite sex, to me, I'm supposed to be just their friends, but there's no intimacy there. There shouldn't be. There can't be. No, it's nauseating. What do you do? Those things happen to people. Let's think about those things. John, thanks for coming in the studio. And it's just nice to know that, and I tell you, this program, it's going to help a lot of people out there. Yes, I'm a parent myself, and you have children, and you don't know what's going on in them. And sometimes we have this old-fashioned way about us where we do not even pay attention to clues and so forth. And we live in denial and all these things. But yes, remember, everything starts from the molecular, the atomic and the cell level, and you have the union of the sperms and all these DNAs in the ovum and so forth. All kind of synapses happen, probabilities. Any probability can occur after you have initiation of life. So, if your child has Down syndrome, what would you do? You have to embrace that child. If your child has some type of leukemia, what do? You embrace the child. Well, if your child has an orientation that's different from yours, you have to. You must. I say so, and I believe so. John, how do you feel about... Well, you've been growing up. When did you get to realize that you were different All the guys are talking about girls and talking about, man, I like her. And when you hear guys saying this thing, what were you thinking when you were young? Well, let's say 11, 10, 9.
The truth is, I used to try to blend in with them, but I always knew that my sex appeal always goes to men, boys, my age and stuff.
Well, all right, let's go back. What age you think you figured that out?
I figured out around 5, 6.
5, 6.
And people will say, yeah, you're too young and you shouldn't know nothing, but to me, you know what you are. Maybe you 2, 3, or maybe not 2 or 3, but when I was 5, I actually knew what I was drawn to. And I was also drawn with football, I was drawn with boys. I would try to be friendly with a girl or try to be playing girl, but somehow a trigger to a boy was different.
It was different. What was it? You felt different? How did your body feel? Your body felt like you wanted more than a friendship.
Yeah. This tingling feeling like...
Is that so?
Yeah.
So what would you do when it started to happen initially? Let's say age 5 and 6. What did you do when you go into your room? What are you thinking?
I was thinking, what is this that happening? I don't understand it. But till I get a little older and stuff, I did realize what it was. Like saying when it was in third form.
Third form.
Yeah.
Did you? But you used to hide it, or how you felt about it? You tried to.
At that time, I used to hide it. Yes.
Yeah. So it was secret for you.
That was a secret at the time.
You had a best friend, no?
Yeah, I had a best friend.
Did you tell your best friend about it?
Yeah.
And your best friend was oriented that way, or no?
Yes, he was.
So in other, was a female?
It was a female. Yeah.
Okay, so in other words, you had to find somebody who may have the same type of orientation to really get close to them and say, hey, guy, hey, something's going on here. What do you think? So, but still, you had to keep it on the down low, right?
Yeah.
The society wouldn't really accept it. When did you start to feel like people were ready? Or let's say someone find out about it and start to discriminate against you. When that started? Or if it ever happened, I'm not sure if you had an experience where someone definitely targeted you because of what you feel or your orientation.
Well, when I was coming out, you said that yes, I will admit said that it was a little. People said a little girly, but to me, and the people in the neighborhood would say, "You're a beer girl. You're a beer woman."
How would you feel when they say that?
As being 12 or 13, you feel uneasy. You don't feel right by big adults telling you that.
Okay.
But
they're not supposed to.
Right. But Bajans. Not just typical Bajans, huh?
So did that extrapolate to the kids in school? Did the kids in school, did they do the same thing? They tease you and so forth?
No.
Okay, good. So it was comfortable school then?
Yeah, it was comfortable schooling.
So then did you start to feel that, well, listen, I got to find myself in a group that believe in things that I believe in? Did you feel that you need to do it, or you just felt, no, I'm just going to be me?
Just being right.
So when it started, tell me at what age now it started to really, dawn you, listen, my lifestyle going to be this way. Because even at 5, 6, you're still thinking there can be a switch.
Correct.
Right? What age really you felt that, well, this is the lifestyle I think?
Actually, it was when I was 12 and had my first case.
Is that so?
Yeah.
12 years old. Oh well. Do you see? I mean, but I tell you, it's as I said before. It can be your son. It can be your daughter. It can be anybody. It can be mommy. It can be brother, sister. We all. I tell you right now. You go down the street, and you will encounter anyone. You ask them if they have any friend or family member who had a different sexual orientation. And they would have, they'd say yes. So we have to embrace this. I'll be right back as I speak to John. We're talking about identity and who you really are. Glad you came, The Wanted. These guys come out to make some big hits. You like music, John? What is your favorite music, man?
I love a little bit of Rihanna and still the same Wanted.
Is that so? You like pop and stuff?
Yeah.
You like rapping and all of that stuff?
I ain't into the rapping.
You didn't do rap?
Soca's more me, yeah.
Canada's
a Trinity Carnival.
Is that so? You go to Trinidad and do carnival over there?
Of course.
You're kidding. You must be wild out there, man. It's crazy, the carnival over there. Did you jump? You played crop over the last?
Correct.
Okay. Which band you jumping?
Dragonfly.
Good. Well, guys, we're talking with identity now. I know you had a good time, and John, I want to thank you for coming in and being with us and living. 9 to 9:30 every Saturday morning. Yes, you got to call your friends and your sisters and your brothers and you little children out there, you little kids. We keep this program very clean, you see, so kids can listen to and older people can listen to. We try to play songs and all these things that are clean and so forth. So it's a good program. Listen, learn, get some knowledge, interaction. Next week we will continue with John and we'll wrap up things about, identity. Who are you? What are you? What is your orientation? Think about that this week. And then I'll come back next week at 9 o'clock sharp and we will talk some more. God bless you. We love you.
The voice of Barbados. The voice of Barbados.